The Dream a World cultural therapy program was designed for 9-year-old primary school children in inner-city Kingston by the Caribbean Institute of Substance Abuse and Mental Health, CARIMENSA, of the University of the West Indies, Mona. The program started with the deputy headmistress of the Almond Town Primary School selecting 25 students who had failed the Ministry of Education Grade 3 examination in 2006. The children were also having behavioral problems and being disruptive in school. Based on their previous experiences at the school, the teachers expected that the children would fail the National High School Entrance Examination, or GSAT, that they would sit in 3 years' time. Our aim was to change this expected outcome. The workshop was in the first 3 weeks of the summer holidays in July 2006, on Mondays to Thursdays. Fridays were used for weekly reviews by the staff and teachers. At the start of the program, the students were observed to be hyperactive and significantly conduct disordered.
I certainly know that the first day that I saw them, I was really startled by the level of hyperactivity that I saw in the group. And from a clinical point of view, I was saying that maybe a number of them were suffering from what is called attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
As is characteristic of most inner-city communities, the children lived in conditions of poverty. They lived with single parents or grandparents, and many reported significant physical and emotional abuse, as well as other horrendous life experiences.
There's one little girl who is one of 13 siblings. There's a little boy who was abandoned by his mother when he was 1 month old, and he's now 9. He hasn't seen her since.
Many of the children were also undernourished with dietary deprivation, so the program first focused on their nutrition. The children were provided with breakfast and lunch on a daily basis. The first 2 hours of each day were devoted to computer-based remedial mathematics and reading, tutored by teachers from the school. For this, the children were divided into small groups of 6 to 8. The workshop following these classes allowed them to participate in psychological work, also done in small groups. In the initial sessions, they were asked to identify themselves.
I am 8 years old. I want to become a teacher. My name is Demari Cheeks. I want to be a police. My name is Patricia. I would like to be a doctor.
We took photographs and made laminated identity cards for each child. These identity cards seemed to be a source of self-esteem, as the children wore them proudly, and at times conflict arose when they were expected to relinquish the cards at the end of the day. As a main focus of the workshop, the children created a play. They were asked to identify the things that they liked and did not like on their planet Earth. They were asked to create and name fantasy planets with animals and plants that inhabited them, and to imagine the things they wanted on these planets and those they would get rid of. They were required to dream a world. In these small groups, the children had to select leaders, learn to make decisions, and carry out activities as cohesive teams. The psychological activities were also accompanied by cultural and creative arts therapies. They played ring games, drew,
Enjoy
painted, and recreated the animals and objects from their newly created worlds with face masks of paper mache. For this, they had to work in pairs, and in so doing were encouraged to work creatively, intimately, and non-conflictually with each other in their intimate spaces. Together with the teachers, the children created music, dances, songs, and poems about themselves and their new worlds. Their musical instruments were all improvised shakers, scrapers, pot covers, and drums. The basic group song about the process and their world was called "Inna This Your World." A major part of the project was the field trips. Many of the children had never left their community, so simply walking to Connolly House, a mere block away, was a new experience for them. It was remarkable to see their excitement at visiting places they had only heard of, as this opened a whole new world of possibility of moving outside the confines of their community. At the end of the workshop, the Dreamer World drama was presented as a show and tell at the community's Anglican Church Hall. The audience consisted of the children's guardians, community members, and the local media. All were excited by the performance. The local newspaper made a full-page report on their performance with photographs of their drama and some of the children. During the school term following the workshop, 2-hour top-up cultural therapy sessions were held every other week. Another 40-hour workshop was held the following summer in the first month of their summer holidays. The second show and tell performance indicated how the children had grown and had moved from the bottom of their class to now being the leaders and cultural activists in the school. The top-up sessions were discontinued at the end of 2008 as the children prepared for their upcoming GSAT examinations in March 2009. In December 2007, the children gave a special performance and interaction with 60 psychiatrists from around the world who were attending an international psychiatric conference at the Pegasus Hotel in Kingston, Jamaica. The psychiatrists were amazed at the children's ability to perform cohesively. The parents and teachers have reported the incredible improvement of these children in math, reading, and social skills following the cultural therapy process.
Since the past 3 weeks, she's coming to with something that I can feel a difference. She can read now.
She can read now?
Yeah.
There is powerful qualitative evidence that the cultural therapy workshop has had a significant transformatory effect on the behavior of these inner city children.